Let's go over the circle theorems. But before we do that, it is important we have a refresher on various parts of a circle. Here's a list of a circle's parts. We'll go through them one after the other. The first is the center. The center is the midpoint of the circle, a point from which there's an equal distance to the outer part of the circle. The next on our list is the circumference. Circumference is the outer part of the circle. And then we have the radius. The radius is a straight line in the center of a circle to its circumference. Next, the chord. The chord is a straight line that joins 2 points on a circle's circumference. Speaking of chords, a special kind of chord that passes through the center of a circle is called a diameter. The arc is a portion of a circumference. So if we split this circle's circumference into different parts, each part will be referred to as an arc. On to the next thing. Let's talk about a circle segment. A circle segment is closely linked to chords. When a chord splits the circle into facts, the individual areas of the circle that are bounded by the chord and the arc are referred to as segments. For the next part, we have a sector. A sector is a portion of the circle that is cut out from the center. Here's how different portions would look like. A sector is typically bounded by 2 radii and an arc. Okay, so that's enough. Let's measure our circle together. The next bit is the tangent. Tangent is a straight line that touches the circle at a single point on the circumference. The last on our list is a secant. A secant is a straight line that passes through 2 points on a circle. Unlike a chord that stays within the bounds of a circle, the secant passes the bounds. Now that we've wrapped up on the parts of a circle, let's talk about something really vital that will help you understand angles inside a circle. Let's look into one last word, subtends. The word subtends is used to describe an angle at a point formed from an arc, chord, or segment. Let's have a look at it, as I think explaining the concept to you will help you understand circle theories. We start with a blank circle. This is an arc. If we have an angle created from lines that come from this arc, we see the arc subtends an angle on this circumference. The same goes for a chord drawn to meet these 2 points. Now that we have the parts of the circle out of the way, let's talk about the theorems. The first one we'll talk about says a straight line from the center of a circle that bisects a chord is at right angles to the chord. In simple words, whenever the radius cuts a chord into 2 equal parts, you have a 90-degree angle at the point of intersection. The next theorem says the angle subtended at the center of a circle is twice the angle that is subtended at the circumference. Note that the same arc subtending the angle at the center is still the same arc that subtends the angle at the circumference. As long as we have the same arc subtending the angle at the center and at the circumference, the angle at the center will be twice the angle at the circumference. The next theorem we look at is saying angles in the same segments are equal. To help you understand what this says, if I use a chord here, are 2 segments. If a segment subtends angles to the circumference, then the resulting angles in each segment will be equal as shown here. The next theorem is saying the angles in a semicircle is a right angle. The angle in a semicircle just means when the angle is subtended from half of the circle. The line that divides the circle into 2 equal halves is the diameter. So this implies that whenever an angle is subtended from a diameter line, you get a right angle at the circumference every single time. So let's move on to the next theorem. This one says opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. Given the cyclic quadrilateral as shown, this just simply translates the idea that if you sum opposing angles in the cyclic quadrilateral, you get 180 degrees. The next theorem states the angle between a tangent and a chord is equal to the angle in the alternate segments. This can be confusing at times, but I want to look at it this way. If you have two segments and you happen to have a tangent make contact with the chord, the angle in this segment will be equal to the angle subtended by that same chord on the circumference of the opposite segment. Another theorem that we'll look at concerning tangents is saying two tangents drawn from a point to a circle are equal. This theorem is self-explanatory. It simply says if you get a point anywhere outside a circle and you happen to draw two lines that are tangent to the circle from that point, and you also happen to measure from the point where the two lines make contact with the circle to that point, the two tangents will be equal every single time. The next theorem says the angle between a tangent and the radius at the point where the tangent touches the circle is a right angle. This is also straightforward. If you have a tangent to a circle and you draw a radius that meets exactly at the point where the tangent meets the circle, you have a 90-degree angle between the radius and the tangent. So that's about it on circle theorems. Now I have a detailed circle theorem course that is linked at the end of the video. If you want to learn more about circle theorems, you can watch the video. With that said, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, share with those who you think will find it helpful, and if you like this kind of content, subscribe. Helps the channel a lot. Thank you for watching.